And we are live. Lars is here, Junkyard D, Big Mike's Hoopty Barn. I was in here checking things out. Dan E. Boyd, mostly Mopar, front runner in the No Name 500. He's getting ready for a potential ice storm, but probably not. Hot Rod Guy Garage Russell, the One-Eyed Cat, Dean Stevenson, Buffdale Campo, Dr. Frankenstein. Hello, sir. Frankenstein C20. He says Wizard. He said Wizard. Winter Blizzard 2026. Heavens Mopar Scott. We got a little bit of news about Scott. We're going to be talking about that later. I think you guys are going to be interested. Colleen Tebow is here. Glad you're here. So what do you guys think about that goofy shield thing that they've been replacing mod wrenches with? It's kind of like Apple. They just like to change stuff for the sake of change sometimes, I think. I kind of like the wrench. Sophisticated people can turn it. Unsophisticated people can club people over the head with it. Mohawk 62, Matthew Ward, the left turn Dodge. Currently running second in the No Name 500. Check out their channels if you have a chance, or if you are not yet subscribed. Kerosene Cucumbers. One of the all-time greatest Andy Griffith episodes. Vintage Adventurer drives at his house instead of work today. Indecisive Garage. He says, howdy everyone from the still frigid and totally frozen north. Yeah, it's pretty horrible up there. Pure Pontiac Garage. Unfinished Project, says Dart Sport. Hello, glad you could make it. Lumpy YB5 says, hello, folks. Well, hello, sir. Levi says, look at you all spiffed up for us. What's the occasion? No real occasion. This is the first day all week I haven't had tear up horrible, disgusting subflooring out of a double wide. That job is just terrible. I'm telling you. I could probably do 5 rooms in a stick-built house in the time it takes to do 1 in the double wide, because they take particle board and then they glue it to the joists, and then they put more nails than anything I've ever seen on there. And so when you take it up, you just chisel through the glue to the next nail, pry the nail, chisel through. It takes forever to get the joist prepped and ready for the flooring. It's awful. And then I put OSB back, of course. I don't use the glue, of course, but still, gosh. It's getting there. It's going to look good. Junkyard D says, I'm back in the intro. The intro, I don't want people to think that there's one intro forever. I mean, we got different intros. I'm going to be doing a remix and some different stuff. I did this one today for a reason. Well, I see Rich is here. He didn't want to make a comment. He's got his watermark going. Anyway, hello, Rich. Glad to know you're still fogging the mirror. NSB Custom Cars says, you guys keep that cold weather up the way. NSB, depress everybody in the chat and tell us what the temperature is right now where you are. Mexican Spec is here. Dan E. Boyd. Turbo Tom, 1 degree Fahrenheit in Ohio. I saw 6 degrees on a bank thermometer this week. It was telling me 11 on my phone. I'm more inclined to believe that, but ridiculously cold. JB is here. Glad you could make it. Vintage Adventure Drive is thinking about braving the cold to find a nice frosty cold beverage in the ice box outside. My Diet Dr. Pepper here. I could just leave it outside. It's about the same temperature as the inside of the refrigerator. Danny Boyd says it's 12 degrees in Cincinnati. JB says particle board is a skirt. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. Slant Daily Garage is here. What's up, suckers? While he's in here, I'll mention this. The thumbnail's already up. I'm going to have a firearm training live, 5 Central, 6 Eastern this Sunday. We did one last year in January. I'll do one again this year in January, backed by popular demand. So check that out if you'd like. We're talking about firearm training. So it's not about, collectible guns and what model of this. It's not really about any of that. This is about how to use guns, how to be a proficient operator and live a martial lifestyle. And we will talk about all kinds of training and such like that. In fact, I'm trying to work on some clips ahead of time. YouTube gets all weird about guns, so I got to follow the rules and be very careful. But that I'm going to do. So Sunday, 5 Central, 6 Eastern, firearm training live on this channel. Questions that will help make you a better marksman, a better operator, better at knowledge of use of force, etc., etc. So what I plan to do is I'll have the time to just take a lot of questions and answers from the chat. Then we'll open it up for a few people to be on screen. But again, it's not going to devolve into social hour and all kinds of other things. We're going to keep it very topical about firearms. So I only do it once a year. So we want to, for people to get the most out of it that they can. Colleen's saying 50 degrees in South Carolina for now. Good for you. Gun ownership. It takes nothing to own a gun but a place to let it sit. Being an operator, now that's a different story. We'll talk about these things. It's very, very interesting. Vintage Adventure Drive says, we have an ancient ice box in the shop. It's hard to get a block of ice for the ice box nowadays. We had to take a huge block of ice out of the fallen tarp at my friend's shop this week. I had to break that thing up just to make the pieces to where I could lift them. It's unbelievable. Andy from Unity Motorsports Garage. Hello, Andy. What's going on these days? I see Ron Ward is in here. Good to see you, sir. Gun Operator 101 and 102. Yeah, that's probably more like it. We'll cover some things. And I think one thing I just want to proactively cover is one of the things we spend a lot of time on in my basic class that I teach for carry is proper handling and proper grip, trigger press, use of sights in a very highly technical way. I think you guys will appreciate that. Probably a lot of things you've never heard before. Andy is getting ready for the ice apocalypse. Ron says, quick question. How many different people have registered for the No Name National since its inception? I'm thinking 200. I don't know. That's probably a pretty good guess. But I don't know the answer to that. I've never actually compiled that stat. This is the 5th year. We want to see a lot more of the OGs come back. I'm hoping they do. It's a big commitment to travel and take that time off and everything, and I understand, but I'd like to see people come back and say, let's circle back around. We're doing a lot of stuff this year. It looks like, by all indications, that every class, everything we're doing is scaling up. Not to mention the 3-pedal party, which I think is going to be wild. And I got some surprises up my sleeve, too. I've been working on them, so 5th year is going to be epic. Yes, Andy, you should be there. And I'm hoping my guest next week will be there. We'll see. We'll see what life throws him. But a week from tonight, I'm going to have Tim from Drag Boss Garage on my channel. We're going to do a biographical style live with him, like we did with Ron Ward, like we did with Deke, like we're going to do with just Mopar Joe. Joe has been busy beyond belief the last year, but we're going to do one with Joe. And this is a chance to, who is Drag Boss Tim? We see him with his guests like Darren Morgan and Warren Johnson and Rusty Glidden. And we see all of his stuff that he does with his Cleveland and his race program and his Cougar and everything. But this is, what about him? Who is Tim? So we're going to have that kind of live with him, just like we did with Ron Ward. And it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. So that's Friday, a week from right now. We'll be live with Tim. Vintage Adventure Drive says, I'm going to try to do my first trip of the year in March. Who knows when the second will be? The third will be the No Name Nationals. Cool. Andy said, I put in for vacation. It's funny. Y'all say you put in for vacation, and that's great. I understand that. But to me, it's like, I don't wrap my head around that being vacation whatsoever. It's the busiest week of my life every year. It is the most nonstop week of my life. And I hurt my knee really bad about a week before No Name Nationals in 2025, and I hurt it again this week, almost as bad. It's not as bad. I'm still functioning, still walking, but my goodness, it's I'm going to have to be really careful with this, brace it up and everything else. Just got to be really careful. But I'm going to do my part. I'm going to have it braced up. I'm going to have plenty of Advil, in case I need it. Knee brace, probably going to drop about 20 pounds between now and then. So we're going to try to be in as good a shape for No Name Nationals as we possibly can. Ron Ward says, off subject. Well, off subject is fine. That's what we do here. I sat down and watched The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai across the 8th dimension the other night while suffering from the flu. Great movie. Okay, that's cool. If Ron Ward likes it, it's probably a pretty good movie. Andy says he's got a few surprises in the works. Dr. Go, yeah, I did. I was working on that awful subflooring, crawling around, using pry bar and everything else, and then did that for one day, then I did it for another day, and that night it was hurting a little bit. I was limping just a little bit. It's just called, hard use. And then I woke up early in the morning, tried to get up and walk over to the bathroom. I couldn't put any weight on it. I had no idea it had gotten like that in a few hours of sleep, but it did. It swelled up. Oh, my goodness. I show people the picture, and they're just, aghast with the picture, but the swelling is about half what it was, but it's still not good. So anyway, I park in the parking lot at Kroger today, get a cart to lean on so I can walk to the door and get through all of the lazy people parked in the fire lane to go in the store. Only to find out that they had no green peppers left. Why did Kroger have no green peppers left? I don't know. These people were buying green peppers like folks bought toilet paper during the COVID lockdowns. But then I go to Food Line, and they had all of the green peppers, and they were 20 cents cheaper. So I bought 2 of them. Practical stuff, right? Indecisive Tim says, must be something in the air because I wrenched my knee the other day too, and I don't have a bad knee. Why? This left knee's always been a little weak. So, but I'm probably going to put brace on it. It's just the way it is. Tell you what, but I've also worked it too hard the last week. I'm desperately trying to get this place sold that I'm redoing the floors in, and it needs to get done. And it's got a nice heat pump. It's nice and warm in there. But man, I'll tell you what, crawling around all over that floor doing that work is no fun. I will be so glad. I'm about 2/3 of the way done with this floor project. And as soon as it's done, then I can start working on, paint and stuff that's not as, not like that anyway. I think it'll be a little better. Probably still take a creeper seat to that, just try to, save a little bit. You're going to need me to be careful with that knee. That's right. You don't want to be working at No Name Nationals with intended to hurt knee. Ron said he poked a bit of fun last year and said, let me guess, you were raking leaves and fell out of the tree. No, I wasn't mowing grass. You were pretty close. I'm pretty sure that's how I heard it. I was pushing a mower up a bank. We have really steep banks at a few of my properties where I mow, and I think that's how I did it. I think I did it pushing a mower up the bank. And I've been doing that for over 30 years, and it never hurt my knee doing it before. Well, a little bit, but nothing like this. So, Danny Boyd suggests yellow, red, or orange paper. Maybe, but it's also, I go with what I know. It's not like I'm a cook or anything. Brooks is currently dealing with COVID, so that's a good time. It gives me more time to study for my nursing boards in 5 days. Well, good luck. Good luck. So when you're in here on Friday night on January 30th, we're going to know how it turned out, right? Danny Boyd he grabbed a pound of ground beef and an onion, should be okay, but almost out of sour cream. I really keep stuff stocked here really well, so I'm in good shape. I actually have 6 months of dry stock here, beans and rice, and a way to purify water anyway. If the apocalypse really happened, I could completely protect this property and stay here for a very long time if I had to. But we don't want to do that. We want everything to stay cool and go out and enjoy the world, right? Okay, so you should know. Sounds good. 48 hours after you submit your exam, I think you'll get them before the week. So we're going to know. And I have a feeling you're going to pass that. I can't see you not. Big Block 402 says, I'm getting around now. They're getting better each day. Now, he had 2 knee replacements. So that's a very good thing. I'm hoping I'm not headed that way. Ron Ward says the temperature check-in time currently 4 degrees here with a wind chill of -10, and this is the warmest it will be until Sunday. Yeah, it's just cold here. We're supposed to get some snow. I don't know if we will or not. They've brined everything in the grocery stores. We're in madhouse today because I've been out of town. I haven't had any opportunity to shop early. I was hurting so bad Wednesday morning when I got up. I thought about just bailing then, but instead I stuck it out 2 more days, which I probably shouldn't have, but I did. Got that work done. Then I had 1 day to get everything done and ready here. And that way I don't have anything I have to get out for. I can get out if I need to. I don't have anything I have to get out for. I mean, again, if the snow is 3 feet deep and nothing can get out and all that stuff, I can take the old man's Jeep that you go in snow up to the grill. I mean, worst case. Yeah, we've got a few people who are legit EMTs. So the only training I have is immediate action medical and the heart saver stuff, AED, CPR, a little bit of, keep people from bleeding out or choking or CPR, but nothing like those guys have. So it's really good to have them. Big Block 402 picked up a bunch of parts of Edelbrock yesterday for the Gold Barracuda. Should be more competitive this year. Excellent. Guys, do remember, we're in our month of grace period on getting your Edelbrock discounts. I'm going to have everything updated with Alex before February 1st so that we can continue our discounts consecutively. So do remember, if you're not yet registered for the No Name Nationals, you want to buy some parts, you get 10 to 15% off at Edelbrock, their catalog prices, which are already good. So that is definitely worth doing. You should very easily more than save your registration fee. It's a perk provided to us by Edelbrock. It's not a sponsorship. Sponsors don't have creative control over the event. It's just something they do because they're just really cool, and Professor P helped us make that happen. So 10 to 15% off at Edelbrock. Their prices every day if you're registered for the No Name Nationals. Vintage Adventure Drive says my dad will be coming with me to No Name Nationals. He's a paramedic and has been for almost 11 years. Excellent. It's always good to have those kind of people. One-Eyed Cat Don says humans are animals per se. I guess in a lot of ways. Pauline says she's got 34 years of animal care experience. There is a lot of crossover in that. Yes, there is. I'm not good at that part. I am good at spoiling a little gray dog, though. I like dogs. Most dogs are better than most people. So. And there's a guy on YouTube who has a pet coyote. I've been enjoying his videos. A pet coyote. It's great. Big Block 402 met Alex in person. The discount is very good, worth registering, so get registered now. NoNameNationals.com. It'll redirect you right there. Grand Pito Vic. We're hoping that Grand Pito Vic can make it happen to get to Sykeston this year. It's the 5th annual. This is going to be a great year to show up. Indecisive Garage, I've been called a filthy animal. Well, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals, right? Ward has seen it. Ron Ward has seen the way the coyote play. Yeah, right, really. Grace Array suggests a creeper stool when doing that floor work. Yeah, but what I'm doing, I think that's too high. It works just laying down to do it. But what I need is the creeper seat for when I'm working on the rest of it, like painting baseboards and painting around the lower part of walls. That'll probably help a lot. Grand Pito Vic says, I'm off that weekend finally. All right. Sounds great. Dr. Doe says they canceled the ice drags, but more for volunteers standing all day on the ice. The snowmobile races are still on this weekend. Huh. I don't know anything about that. It looks kind of cool, though. Vintage Adventure Drive saw a coyote while taking pictures with my scamp on Sunday. Yeah, coyotes. That particular coyote is getting pretty domesticated. You need to watch that. If you see, I can't think of the guy's channel name or anything, but this coyote is a pet. And he's got a pet coyote and a pet dog. He's got a video of him brushing it, petting it. Races, that's always been refinishing the floor. Yeah, for refinishing the floor, yes. Running that pry bar and prying that awful stuff up, I'd be leaning over on the floor running a hammer. I think that'd be worse than laying there. But I don't know. You might be right. I could try it. It's just, and the other thing too is I got to keep the left leg straight while I do it, which is harder too. I don't know. There's no comfortable way to do it. It's just which way is the least painful is about what we're doing. That's okay. It's got to get done. Not going to do itself. Mexican Spec says, I doubt the coyote thinks of himself as a pet. I don't know about that. You'd have to watch the videos. Big Mike inspired the indecisive Tim to warm up his smoker. I can see that. Brooks says she's excited for the 5th annual No Name Nationals. I'll be racing this time. Excellent. Got to see some videos of you working on that truck, too. We're excited to see it happen. Andy, it's been a while, but hello all. Good to see you. Are you going to get a bunch of winter blizzard weather tomorrow, too? Because if you are, it's going to be nasty. You're in what, Massachusetts? Levi says that truck's in the garage and getting it ready for the mock-up block being done today and finished tomorrow. Might have the block mounted tomorrow. Who knows? Excellent. He has a coyote, dog, cat, and raccoon. I love those videos. Yeah, I just saw them pop up in my suggestions. I thought it was cool. I mean, you know, if you think about it, I remember when people thought it was just crazy, you know, to have a pet pit bull, like it was going to chew your arm off or something. Nobody thinks like that anymore. I mean, we're just way the other side of that. People realized that was silly. And I don't know. It probably isn't good to try to domesticate a coyote, but, you know, this is like the new, I can't believe he's doing that thing. Racer Ray says, S10's to the front of the No Name Nationals. We'll see. The one-eyed cat, who knows a lot about working hard manual labor like this, working on property, he says the stool is hard on the ribs, diaphragm ribs, trade-off. I mean, I think it's going to hurt no matter what. Just trying to minimize it. Laying on my hip is kind of the best. I mean, but just the way it is. Mexican Spec said I had to become an alpha. When you have 5 or 6 dogs living in a 1-bedroom house, you have to keep control. Oh, wow. Brooke versus Tanya in the 3-pedal party. Now, wow, that would be wild. That would be something to see. Indirect Connection has to head back to Colorado in the morning. I need to make money. Yeah, I know that feeling. This is a slow time of year for us, so things are just starting to kick off. Grand Pito Vic's got a new harness, not shorted or stretched or broken. And took my back out at work. Ooh, take care of your back. You'll be getting hurt. And he's going to try to do a 6L80E transmission with it. Wow. Will be wild. Western Massachusetts, Aunt D says where he is, and they're being told 12 to 24 inches of snow Sunday night. Well, we're supposed to start getting it Saturday morning here. I'm just opting out of it. I got everything here. Wow. Indecisive Garage says he's bringing an S10 to the No Name Nationals this year. Cool. I like it. Mohawk says Mopars to the front. Colleen puts up a link to the Coyote channel, so there you go. I don't even know the name of it, but it sure is cool. I like it. Makes me smile. Dr. Go says money's important, family first. Phew, man, you aren't kidding. You got to have money to take care of your family. That's the way the world works. Brooke says she won't have 3 pedals. What, unless you have one of those goofy parking brakes over there on the side? Don says, never had a dog I couldn't take a bone from. I went, well, yeah, it's true. Jethro just likes to play. He's not into bones, though. He likes a stick. He likes to play with the rope, too. Not really into bones. Big Mike says, we've had several wild animals as pets. When I was growing up, we lived out in the country on 10 miles of dirt road. Ooh, man, 10 miles of dirt road. You can't have a clean car to save your life, can you? Here's a wisdom from Jason to Tanya's opponent. Use that left pedal as hard as you can to race his wife. Indecisive Tim says, if it ever stops snowing, he's going to head to his storage building and dig it out. I hear that. It's not snowing here yet. I'm not worried about it. I got good roofs on everything. The only thing that I think would help me for winter, I got some trees I need to get rid of. And my tree guy just does not have the capability of doing these really tall, crazy trees. And so I need to get a little money aside and get these trees trimmed up good. So I got a big old wild cherry tree and a big old humongous walnut. And I'm going to feel a whole lot better when I get some height taken out of them. Danny Boyd says trans brake button does not count as a pedal. Absolutely, it does not. Mexican Specs, they didn't choose the dogs. They came to me for help, big or small. None challenged me. A street dog knows where their food comes from. They're loyal as heck. Well, Jethro doesn't want to move anytime soon, I can tell you that. Lunar Outlaw Garage says, how is everyone doing tonight? But I will tell you what he did do to me. And I tell you what, he about pulled me down on the back steps out here. I had to let go of the leash because I can't. This knee will buckle on me. I'll go for a ride. I had to let go of it. I thought, oh no, now I know what he's going to do. I walk down into the yard to pick it up. And right before I get there, he goes flying around the house, down the cul-de-sac. I'm like, oh no. I had to walk over, get the car, and drive down there to him. I knew what he was doing. He knows what he's doing. They're smart. Dogs are smart. They take advantage of things, like little kids. And fortunately, I got my friend Subaru back on 4 wheels, just a half shaft and wheel bearing, easy job. Aside from being outside in 17 degrees. Oh my gosh, I'd hate doing that job in 17-degree weather. Oh, it'd be the worst. I've worked in cold a few times like that, and I hate it. Busted Radio Garage says, do you need to be 18 to participate or just have a valid driver's license for No Name Nationals? I believe we've only had a valid driver's license before. I believe. I would have to just make sure there's nothing in the rules of track insurance about it. I don't think so. I think just a valid driver's license is acceptable. But remind me of that later. I'll check and make sure, because being somebody else's track, somebody else's insurance, somebody else's sanction, I just need to make sure of that. But I'm thinking, I'm about 90% sure that's the case. But I know it's a valid driver's license is required. And I don't know what all goes into insurance and policies and all this stuff, but that we know. Ron Ward said, I rented a tow-behind man lift to cut down my 100-year-old elm tree. Cost $475 for the rental for 8 hours. Oh, I know how expensive those are. That's probably what I need to do. I should probably just bite the bullet and do it for my tree guys. I'll let them do it. I'll let them do the cutting. I mean, they're more skilled than I am. What he really needs to do is get him a bucket truck. Lunar says we're looking at 32 inches of snow. Oh, my gosh. I remember seeing 36. I remember seeing 3 feet of snow twice in my life. Once in 93 and once in 96. I believe it was about March both times. Most snow I've ever seen. Lunar said, I'm not worried about it. When I was growing up, we had snowstorms. We'll put the snowdrifts over the roofs of houses. Yeah, that's up north stuff. Yes, I will. I'll just make sure. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's okay. But let me verify. That's one, when it's something like that that I don't get asked every day or ever have, I might not have it on the top of my head what the exactly right answer is, especially when it's something that involves track insurance stuff. So I'll make sure and I will let you know, sir. I believe it's going to be fine, though. Vintage Adventure Drive's been to the local track multiple times at 418. Yeah, I know, and it all depends, what you're doing, the track's policies and so forth. Every track's a little different. Some tracks have no tech at all. Some tracks have strict tech. I mean, they're not all the same. So we run a clean program. I just want to make sure we're in good shape. Dizzy Izzy says, good evening. Hello, Dizzy. Glad you're here. Lunar says, what are you getting down there? I don't have any idea. I don't know. Oh, it's supposed to be snow. I don't really care. I've got all-wheel drive. I do have an uphill driveway, but I've got enough room that I can just get a run at it and slide right on up to my sidewalk and walk in. I never shovel it or anything. I take a broom, I sweep off a couple of steps, and the sidewalk's about 6-8 feet long. That's it. That's all I do. All I've ever done. These people that have to park way down at the bottom of the hill and all this stuff, ugh, yuck. It's not my driveway, but my neighbor across the street on the other side. My very first YouTube video I put up in, I don't even remember what year that was now. My very first YouTube video I ever put up is that guy trying to get up his driveway in four-wheel drive. His driveway is a little steeper than mine. And trying to get in the garage. It's pretty wild. I just saw him doing this, just whipped out the phone and started recording it. And posted his first YouTube video I ever did. Dizzy said, did you keep the factory grips on GP100? Even know what that is. Dizzy, I'm going to be having a firearm training live this Sunday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central, and it'll be on just training. So it won't be about gun models and that collecting or any of that kind of stuff, but it's going to be about training. It'll be about marksmanship, carry, a martial lifestyle, use of force, that kind of stuff. And so everybody's welcome. It'll be this Sunday, 6 Eastern, 5 Central, right here on this channel. We did one last year. It's back by popular demand. I've had requests for it, so we're doing it again this year. Day after tomorrow. One-Eyed Cat says, so we should be asking your tire situation. Any cord showing? Since you asked... well, I have 2 tires on the back of that CRV that are unbelievably bad. I have cords showing on 2 of them. No tread at all. I have 6 tires to put on it. Good tires. I just haven't done it yet. It's been so cold. I've been working up there. They're still holding there. That's all I can say for the rear tires, I think. And the front's been on there a long time. So, and I know why it wears tires out so quick. It wears tires out so quick because it's, I know the toe is jacked up, pigeon-toed, way too much toe in. It drives good straight, but it scrubs a lot. And that's because I was trying to adjust the camber because the camber's really wonky on that thing. So what I need to do is adjust the camber and the toe, but I didn't do both. I only adjusted the camber. So I fixed the camber so it's not such a mess. Now I need to get a tape out on the toe. It'll be a lot better. Or I could just do it on one side, drive down the street like a monster truck, Andrew Nelson, good evening from Team Nivlac 57. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here. You guys preparing for snow where you are? I see Barrows is here. Barrows, by chance, did you check out my thumbnail? The Bigfoot Ranger is my thumbnail tonight, and it has been restored beautifully by a guy named Chris Gibson owns it, and he commissioned a restoration on it. and it is the finest restoration of any of the privately owned Bigfoot trucks. The work is amazing. So happy to see that truck looking just like it did in 1990. Dr. Doe said back in 1970, Dad had studded tires on the Duster and 4 90-pound bags of concrete mix in the trunk so he could back up the hill 120-foot-long driveway. When we get freezing rain or melt and refreeze the snow. Ooh, yeah, I can see that. I'm used to front-wheel drive, so I back up anyway. Get all that weight over those wheels. Those we call it dog tracking. It's just got a lot of toe in on the back. Yeah, towed out is much worse. It still wears the tires, but it wants to wander everywhere. It's a huge Foot Ranger. Yeah, it's cool. It's a good looking truck. That truck too, if you watch video of it from back in the day, it had a 571-inch Boss motor in it. And that truck, and remember, what's on airbags, it's not a leaf spring, but it's not a modern suspension monster at all. That thing would get way up in the air. Had way too much power for its weight. It weighed half what a regular monster truck did. It would just get crazy. I always liked that truck, though. It was really well done. They went the other way with the Aerostar. The Aerostar had the factory V6 in it. They had to build a custom frame, obviously, for the Aerostar, but it had the factory V6. So when they needed a little bit of boost to get the thing to move, they had nitrous on it. The only Bigfoot with nitrous, to my knowledge. Well, I can't say that. I'm not sure that one with that Allen root motor didn't have a system on it. I'm not sure, but I know the Aerostar did. It may be the only one with nitrous. One of these years, I'm going to try to have someone on here, and Bob Chandler, he is 85 years old this fall. He has just kind of been there, done that, burnt out on doing interviews about Bigfoot. So don't hold your breath there, but you never know. I mean, I might be able to get, one of the long tenured drivers or something to do an interview. It might be fun. I think that'd be fun to have on sometime. So we'll see. It's about 2 hours north, Barrows. Yes, the Pacific, Missouri, home of Bigfoot. It's very near Hazelwood, which is where they were for many, many, many years. Left turn Dodges, my friend's monster truck has a stock 5.2 Magnum in it. I really want to see a monster truck come to No Name Nationals. We've never had one there. I'd like to see a legit monster truck at No Name Nationals. I would like to see a real deal monster truck at No Name Nationals. You people know people with monster trucks that want to show up and come out? I know it's only a fraction of their fuel bill, but we could incentivize them a little bit. I just like to see it. He'll be at the Bigfoot celebration, but can't make the No Name Nationals. Well, that's in June. It'll be the 51st anniversary of Bigfoot 4x4. Well, Midwest 4x4, which became Bigfoot 4x4. But, yeah, I hear that. But Bob Chandler's got a really nice spread he puts on for that every year. I'd love to have gone this past year, but there was just no way. This year I probably could go. I couldn't in 2024. I couldn't in 2025. I'd love to have gone in 2025. That 50th anniversary, they had Bigfoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All of those trucks were there. 6 is unfortunately still in Egypt. 7 is stuck down in Florida. 8 is there. 9 is stolen down in Brazil. But they had the first 5 trucks, the Ranger, the Aerostar, and I think they had the track vehicle too. All of those were there. That would have been so cool to see those. And lots of other monsters, too, from around the community. I just thought that was great. I'd love to see that in person. If I go this year, will they all be back? I don't know. Mexican Spec said, I just paid $444 for 4 16-inch tires for a 99 Dodge Ram Charger, and that was a good price. I guess. Larry Quick with the Night Riders, really close to No Name Nationals. He was the first to do a backflip. I tell you what, I want to talk with you about it, Barrows. I sent you a message. I want to see, I would love to see a monster truck at No Name Nationals just because it's America. What's more American than a monster truck at a drag racing event in Missouri with the No Name Nationals with this logo and American flags? I mean, that's just, you can't get more America than that, right? Max Wedge, Dick Dastardly. Hello, sir. Good to see you. We hope you can make it this year. And he said, was that installed? I always do my own tires. And I noticed today, I don't know if she's listening, whomever mounted my aunt's tires does not properly know how to index the dots on the tires. Bugs me. Danny Boyd is talking about YouTube autocomplete the name. Well, yeah, but it's using a handle now. Hey, Aunt Nancy's trolling. There she is. She's lurking. I noticed they had her dots lined up red in line with the valve stem, yellow over here. When you have both dots, red goes opposite the valve stem. When you have the one dot, only the yellow, you line it up with the valve stem. NSB, there we go. Am I right? Am I right, Lee? But I do all mine with hand, with spoons and a bead breaker. And it's all okay. I mean, you're just talking about, weight balance. Grand Pito Vic said, if you run Goodyears and need a tire code, I get 35% codes and one a year 45. If I don't need it, hit me up. I'll say, hey, that sounds pretty cool. Wow. Nice. We can talk. That's pretty cool. You know what? Funny you say that. I actually might need that for something this year. We will see. We will see how that goes. I'll mount it myself. I mount everything here. I clean the beads, dry air supply, seal them, valve stems, the whole thing. Exactly. Yellow's the light, red's the heavy. That's right. Not all of them have a red. So, well, not all of them have any dots at all. Some just have a yellow, and some have both a yellow and a red. Mexican Spec says, my wife's uncle was putting on the monster truck shows here for a while about 10 years ago. That was fun to be a part of. Oh, I bet. I bet. What is the blue dot? Mohawk asks. Oh, McDonald said, I took my wife on her honeymoon to Milan Dragway. Barrows is back to work. Smoke is done, but the day is long. Catch you all next week. Take care, Barrows. Thank you for swinging by. Good to see you. Andrew Nelson says, Mama Nivlak and I spent our 10-year anniversary grudge racing at Cecil Dragway, but monster truck on the honeymoon is boss. I'll agree to that. Grand Pito Vic says, won't let me post my email. It's 2 lines. I've got your email. Do you need me to post your email in here? I can if you need me to. Aunt D said, it didn't bother with the dots on my snow tires getting them balanced, but I rarely get that truck on the highway. Yeah, some of them you just can't. I mean, I just try to get the dots indexed right and let it roll. Just don't worry about it. Dizzy, Aunt Nancy, yeah, that's right. I had lunch with Aunt Nancy today. Always good to see my Aunt Nancy. Had to run to Roanoke, pick some stuff up. I said, hey, you'll get lunch today? And then I got to be halfway down there again next Friday, too, for work. So we'll do lunch next week, too. Grand Pito, does Colleen have your email? I can't dig it out right now. I haven't, but I could post it if you wanted, but I have to dig it up. Yeah, that was fun. It's always good to see Mont Nancy. Weather wasn't too bad today. I got out before it snows good. Dizzy says wife spent our honeymoon at Miramar Air Base, where the first Top Gun was filmed. Cool. Drove all over that part of the desert. Saw huge petrified trees. Neat. Chocolate pies next Friday. That's right. Maybe we'll do a short on the chocolate pies and pasta next Friday. I've got your email. I know I do. I'm just saying I can't dig it out right now while I'm live. Okay. So is it, just tell me yes, sir. Is it Thunderbird91hr@gmail.com? Is that right? Do I have that right? If I do, I'll post it in here together. Do I have that right? Yes, okay. Make sure double check this. Thunderbird91hr@gmail.com. All right. So there you go. I posted that in the chat. That's Grand Pito Vic's email. He gets a discount on Goodyear tires. So I can send as many 20% codes as well. So that's really cool. That's great. I think that's neat. I need to send chocolate pies to the next No Name Nationals. You need to come to the next No Name Nationals. What are you talking about? You need to come out and enjoy it. Get you and Bob a nice room at the Drury and just come over and enjoy it and have a good time. I'll take you around on the golf cart and you can have a good old time. Dizzy said, I took a Southern Peach Cobbler out of the oven. Looks awesome. Nice. So yeah, hit up Grand Pito Vic on discount codes for Goodyear tires. That's pretty cool. That's nice. Grand Pito Vic's off. Going to be at this one. Excellent. Good deal. I know things happen, and sometimes you get a curveball thrown. I know that's tough. It happens to a lot of people. Fortunately, it's never happened to me. If I have a pulse, I'm going to be there. Mean Street Mopar says, what's up, everyone? Mean Street Mopar, how is it coming on your project? Old McDonald said, I have been on the road that was filmed for the movie The Wraith in Arizona. If I remember correctly, it runs through the Sonora National Forest. Movie's worth watching. I don't know, like, was it 1990 cult movie there? Levi said the Drury's awesome. Definitely take that offer. We love the hotel. Yes, I'll tell you what, if you get Bob to bring you, we'll put you up out there. Nicest place to stay there, that's for sure. Guys have everything you need there. Bring you over to the track, have a good time, go with us to Lambert's. Well, make it happen. You got 243 days and 3 hours and 10 minutes. Just do it. Andrew Nelson says we've got a ton of deliveries today. We are geared up to trash on the Camaro this weekend. I hope you mean thrash. Either way, film it. Main Street Mopar has been preparing for the snowpocalypse. You're in Mississippi. How much of a snowpocalypse are you supposed to get? An inch of snow? My gosh, man. Razor says the Wraith car was a Mopar, wasn't. I believe so. You guys know. Tell us in the comments. I've never actually seen the whole movie. I've seen clips from it. I can't remember. Trying to get Bob out of the house. Well, let me tell you, it is a lot of fun. I think Bob would have a good time. It is a lot of fun. It's a good time. You really enjoy Lambert's. I would love to bring the movie back this year if I can. I really want to. We'll see. I think you'd have a good time. Dizzy likes an egg meringue top chocolate pie. I am not into meringue. Not in the least. I like the chocolate pie, though. Chocolate pie is awesome. Not into the meringue. Yeah, I know. Oh, interesting. Exactly. I mean, Main Street Mopar, how much snow have you ever had there in Mississippi where you are? The Wraith was a Chrysler concept car. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Exactly. She makes the meringue. I just don't eat it. I don't touch it. Chrysler Interceptor concept car, according to Mohawk. There you go. There you go. Since we have a good crew in here, I'll drop one more reminder in the first half of the live. Firearm Training Live this Sunday, 6 to 8 Eastern, 5 to 7 Central. We'll be having a firearm training live. Questions about how to shoot, highly technical info on grip and trigger press and use of sights, use of force, carry info. We can talk about gear too, but we can talk about all things living a martial lifestyle, carrying your guns, using your guns. It'll be a great time. Max Wedge Dick Dastardly says, we've had snow drifted over the top of telephone wires about a mile from here. Oh, gosh. Vintage Adventure Drive says, all this talk of sweets reminds me there's a dangerous amount of cookies in the kitchen right now. My mother makes sweets too often. That's her hobby and side business. My mom made preacher cookies. That was her thing. I can make them. It's very hard to get them to turn out, but I figured out making them with her a few times, how you do it. It's tricky, but it's good. One time I had a whole bunch ready to take my aunt, and I thought I would get clever. And I said, you know what? I don't want these things taking up space trying to cool them, put them out on wax paper to cool. I said, I'm going to set them in the living room and just put them out on a table in the living room. And the table has a big comfy chair right next to it. And Jethro just hopped up there and said, cookies. And he ate them all. I'm so glad that didn't make him sick. I gave him charcoal for it because, it's not dark chocolate. It'd probably been okay. It probably would have made him sick. But I gave him charcoal just in case because that was a lot of chocolate he ate there. See, I keep that stuff. I keep charcoal for him. I keep fire extinguishers. This is why we keep these things, right? A tourniquet, a gun, things you need to have because you can't have them when you need them if you don't already have them. But anyway. He enjoyed them. He believe it or not, he likes stuff like that. Andrew Nelson, anyone here going to sick week? Main Street Mopar says they've gotten 5 to 6 inches of sleet, ice, and snow. It freezes hard as concrete. Yeah. Now, that is one thing I've noticed about where my family is in Middle Tennessee, Western Tennessee. When they get ice, that stuff is brutal. Y'all get more ice than what we do. And the ice is awful. Ice is so heavy and it breaks trees and everything else. So, yeah. Vintage Adventure Drives is sending a picture of one of my mother's cookies from Christmas. Thumper's doing sick Michigan miles in August. Going to be busy at the end of summer. Got a lot of drag and drive stuff out there. NSB's going to try to make it. This is Tanner's mom's Christmas cookie right here. That's cool. I like that. I updated the operating system on my phone. I'm still not used to it. I am not a fan of Apple's latest whatever that is, 16.2 or whatever. I'm not a fan. I really don't think anything they change is an improvement. Screenshots are harder. Text screenshot is harder. Everything requires more steps. The phone, you can't see the time as clearly on your screen. Not a fan. Hot Rod Guy Garage Russell says we're supposed to get 0 to 300 inches of snow or ice or maybe rain. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Or you could have sun and fire risk high, and you just never know. They just make it up as they go. Old McDonald says -6 Fahrenheit, -23 with the wind chill right now. Ooh, awful. Wouldn't that be an anti-Christmas cookie? I don't know. It's Christmas is the 359th day of the year, or 360th on a leap year. Max Wage Dick Dasher, they have big snow blowers on open roads in the morning, the whole month off of school. Oh, gosh. Colleen says everyone's complaining about the Apple upgrade. Well, I sure don't like it. I mean, and I know a lot of us just getting used to stuff with a little different look and all, but man, I am not a fan. And for those of you who don't have the pleasure of having an Apple, like, look at this, the time. See, the way it used to look is it was just big, bold, and you could read it. And now it's got that washed out, chromy, see-through look. I don't like that at all. And when you try to do a screenshot, it requires you use extra buttons. And they constantly move, like where you originate a new message from the top to the bottom, to the top to the bottom. By the time you get used to it, they come out with a new iOS moving up. I don't like that. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish with that. Yes, Andrew, you need their number? Let me know. But you got to remind me after the live, because by the time I read 1,000 more comments, I will not remember that. Thumper says people around here already have their Christmas decorations up a bit early. I'm telling you what, I can't see it from here. I think she still has her Christmas lights up now. There's a few people around here that have their Christmas lights up right now. Just keep them up year round. Colleen trusts Ryan Hall, y'all, the weatherman. Lunar hates the liquid glass thing for my phone. It's just, I don't like it at all. It just, I don't find any utility in it at all. It's got to be a Generation Z thing, I would think. I mean, because shouldn't the first priority be legibility and usability and readability? Wouldn't you think that would be like the top priority above all the style? Lunar said Steve Jobs was a POS human being, but his operating system on the iPhone looked great. It had the actual computer operating system, but the phone has gone downhill since he died. I could agree with that. I could get on board with that. Steve Jobs I read that he would trade his car in every 6 months for the sole reason that in the state of California, if your car is less than 6 months old, you don't have to have a license plate on it, I think. And he would always just park in handicapped spots and everything else. Park over 2 handicapped spots, and just really just one of those kind of guys. That's what I heard. Not to mention, it's people pretty universally agree per the movie. He just pretty much abandoned his daughter. I don't know. I didn't know him. I'm just saying. I don't hear a lot of good stuff about him as a human, but he made a good product. I'll give him that. Mexican Spec said he was wrong, John. I'm saying he was right. He did. He made a good phone. I'll give him that. I've had an iPhone for 19 years now, and there's nothing going to make me want to change anytime soon. I love it. Apple always have some bugs. Yep, always will. It's just the way it is. NSB wants to get in on drive and drag. Yep. When you buy a new car, the dealer gets a plate for you. Well, but there's something about California where he was that if your car is within 6 months, it's something to do with the registration. That's why he did it. I remember that. I don't remember exactly what it was. I know there's a video on YouTube that talks about it. And this, remember, he's been dead a while too. So this could have been a few years ago. It's changed recently. But there was something about that some loophole he exploited with a new car. Scott says, my Christmas lights don't come down till winter is over. We keep them out till about February. Well, I mean, it doesn't bother me. I like Christmas lights. It was so brutally cold in December. I didn't do lights this year. I just couldn't. I had a lot of reasons I didn't want to do lights this year. I didn't have any Christmas spirit either. Grandpito Vic says, my wife has a handicap placard and tells me to park in a spot. I said, no, I'm not handicapped. Someone might need it for real. The people who don't need it at all like to park in the fire lane. It drives me crazy. Vintage Adventure Drive says, I'm choosing to never have a new car. I have no incentive to have a newer car at all. Charger 383 Mopar William, hello. Colleen says, you don't become a billionaire by wasting money. Well, no, not really. Danny Boyd says, as long as I don't have to go any place and the utilities stay on, I'm okay with it. Busted Radio Chris says, true statement. Yep. It's amazing when you actually look at the power of compounding interest and you look at the power of money returns in the market, what just little lifestyle choices can do for putting together money. It's just all the little decisions and lifestyle choices. It's not one big thing here or there. Levi says, speaking of legendary burnout kings, I'm ready to see Charger 383 back in the pit. Dr. Go's giving a shout out to Lunar Outlaw Garage because he saw one of his 3D printed engine block business card holder products at the MCACN car show. It was cool. His Lunar was my first YouTube video. Lunar's a cool guy. Lunar Brian. You have Dust Devil Brian and Lunar Brian, and they're both spelled with a Y. Mexican Spec says, somebody's going to call about a washing machine that needs fixed. You know that. I laughed so hard watching this video on YouTube of a guy playing Thunderstruck on the guitar accompanied by his washing machine. It is hilarious. If you just have to watch it and stay with it. One of the mods can put up the link to that. It's a guy playing, he's playing Thunderstruck, a cover of the AC/DC Thunderstruck, accompanied by his washing machine. And it is hilarious. That's millions of views for good reason. Old McDonald says you become a millionaire by wasting other people's money. Danny Boyd says, I'm actually playing Rhinestone Cowboy on my bass guitar right now. How many songs do you know? Because you were playing that last week also. Levi says, Denver's a nice place, but the people are a little odd. Yeah, Denver's different. I've never been there, but the people I've met from there are different, which is true. Grandpito Vic likes his Rhinestone Cowboy. Yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of goofy stuff on YouTube, but that's what YouTube was originally made for, was sharing this kind of stuff. Well, why don't you, Levi? Vintage Adventure Drives is writing a song based on Moonlight Sonata. I call it classical inspiration. Max Wedge Dick Dastry says, I'm going to learn a whole song on the guitar someday instead of 5 seconds of each. Grandpito Vic is asking, do you know AR-10s well, 308? Here's what I know about the AR-10. It was never a military rifle, okay? So it doesn't have a mil spec like the AR-15, which means the parts don't interchange the same. So if you're building an AR-10, You have to be really careful to match your buffer, get your gas system right. Your upper and lower need to work right. You got to get your chamber right. It's a little harder to build one because they don't have a good mil spec. They're good rifles. I mean, they certainly can be, but that's what my advice for the AR-10. I like them, though. I like that caliber, and I like the AR. Colleen puts up the link to Thunderstruck with the washing machine. There you go. Hey, anybody here who wants to watch that and come back and give us a report, let us know. Andrew says the Mega Thrash on Calvin's Camaro starts at 4 a.m. tomorrow. Catch you all next week, gang. Excellent. We'll be looking forward to the video. The Nelsons are make it happen people. I'm excited to see it. That washing machine is a good beat. Yeah. Check it out, but watch it through. You need to watch it through. There's something in the middle that just made me lose it laughing. Danny Boy says, I can't deal with AC/DC anymore, completely burned out on them. This is the cure for that. Watch this. Aunt D, didn't James Yeager do a video on the AR-10 and not liking them? No, not that I recall. He said they were not mil spec. That's what he said. They're not mil spec. And another thing with the AR-10, like you can have a lower that will take some magazines and not others. You have a different lower that'll take the magazines that one didn't take. And see, when you had if the AR-10 had been a military rifle and had a mil spec, certain things would all be the same, and all the magazines would fit like on an AR-15. That's the problem with the AR-10. So you don't have as much interchangeability and all that. But that said, to have a good, mid-range and long-range 308 auto loader like that you can mount optics on and all, it's viable. Just remember, you're going to have that concern with them. I miss Yeager. Yeager has been gone, 3.5 years now? New to the AR setup. It's a good setup. Vintage Venture Drive says, I now own two 225 slant sixes and they're in cars, but I'll have them once they're pulled. That's a great engine. I don't want finicky. Yeah, you got to tune one. I know that they're particular. Dakota likes the AR-15. I do too. NSB likes the Scar. Of course you do. Of course you do. You like different, don't you? Indirect connection. Are you going out there on vacation or moving there, says Main Street Mopar. Maxwell Dick Dashley has a Martin guitar he'd sell for half of what I paid for it. Electric acoustic. Hey, make a video. Make a video. If you want to make a video, I'd be glad to share the link. Dakota got a Colt AR-15 a couple months ago. 89 Colt Match H-Bar, Macon County, Georgia Police Department. Okay. My dad's AR was very retro. It had the triangular handguard and all that good stuff. Because I want a 60s Colt AR-15. Yeah. 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 Have no fear. The Dougster is here. I just want stronger than 5.56. Why? For what? These are great questions for Sunday. Indirect Connection says he hasn't found a job here yet. I'm going there to work. No idea how long I'll be there. Truth is, the only company so far that'll let me off work at the end of September. Oh. Okay. Man, Jason's hardcore. Let me tell you, one thing about old Jason Falk there, Indirect Connection, that guy has a work ethic like no other. He kicks excuses out from under all of us. Jason is the man. There was a YouTuber whom I made this sign for, Excuses are the Tools of Incompetence. And Jason is like, you go 180 degrees around the dial from who this sign was made for, and you'll find Jason. He is the exact opposite. Dakota says, mine has the round handguards, but not for long. Yeah, it's just stylistic. The only thing I like about the, well, I'm not crazy about the complete round. I like the one that's a little off round that has a place to mount like light rails, stuff like that. Grand Peter Vic says 5.56 punches through, and I've heard of it taking many to stop. Probably not right for this live. Yeah, well, come out Sunday and check it out. I will tell you though that slug is very, very light. It's 55 grams, and when it hits anything, it just starts tumbling and goes away. 5.56 doesn't go through quite like you think it does. So really, what's critical is shot placement, and that's true with everything. Indirect Connection says, don't be surprised if I make videos from a hotel room working on cylinder heads. I wouldn't be at all. Not in the least. Dizzy has a German Mauser, 757 Berlin with Hunter-style sights. Yeah. Cool. I know what you meant, Dizzy. Max Wage Dick Dastardly has about 700 in that guitar, bought it new, never been played. Y'all can't call what I do playing the guitar. Grand Peter Vic sent a reminder. Hey, if one of the mods would, drop the link to that live. It's scheduled for Sunday at 6 Eastern time. You could drop the link in here if any of you guys want to set a reminder. It's up to you. I mean, I know that I don't expect the kind of crowd that we have in here, but it'll be fun and we'll learn a lot. That's the big thing. So, I've got in the description, I've got references in there for places I recommend to get gear and training. I've actually posted my training resume in the video description. So if you want to ask anything about any of that stuff, we can do it. But the main thing is I want people to learn. I want people to have good info. That I spent decades traveling the country to train and learn. And to me, that's what's important. I want people to learn. And I want to help people. I've taught hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people to shoot and shoot well, and hopefully make good decisions and choices with their gears and their firearm handling and training and so forth. Indirect Jason says, my schedule will be 12 days straight, 12 to 13 hours a day, home every other weekend for 2 days, then back to Colorado. Wow. Man, guy rocks on. Thumper says, I have a slingshot made from an old bra and a hockey stick. It's my deer hunting rig. Okay, I can. If anybody here was going to have that, it'd be Thumper. Yeah, no kidding. Indirect Jason. Gosh. Dakota says, I bought a guitar early last year. I thought I'd play like Eric Clapton in 2 weeks. I was wrong. Yeah, imagine that. Lars puts up the link to the training live on Sundays. There you go if you want to mark it. Entirely up to y'all. I'll be happy to see anybody there who wants to come in and learn and talk all things training. With what's happening lately, protection is a must. Well, this is true. I mean, you either live a martial lifestyle or you don't. Sunday at 6, I'll tell my snowblower it's time to take a break. Yeah, get your fill of that and then come in and get warm. Sunday, Dakota. Sunday. Firearm Live is Sunday. Yes, that is correct. And I'm going to try to do some things that work with YouTube's policies because they're really funny about guns. So I got to work with that to make sure we're good. So we'll do that. Danny Boy says, my ears are still learning, but my fingers have regressed. That's okay. We'll work with whatever we've got. I took a class one time where we had to learn to shoot with all of our fingers and thumbs. Just push one drill. He says, I just want you guys to try this so that if you ever get injured and have to do it, it's not completely foreign to you. And you realize you can do it, and you can shoot well and learn the little tricks to doing it and things you never think about. One thing you do in training is do things in training so that it's not foreign. The time to learn is not in the middle of a fight. Time to learn is before it happens. Indirect Connection says, if this job pays enough, my plan is to bring the No Name Nationals 2026 car to Colorado. Rent a storage unit to work on it. Tanya will work on hers and tow it there herself. My gosh, man. That is freaking hardcore. Gosh. And anybody who just, I'm telling you, when you read stuff like this, it really makes it hard to say one little thing that's keeping somebody from doing something. It really does. What a warrior. Man, he and Tanya. NSB, you think a one-arm reload will be easy until you try it. It's not bad, but it's something that you need to learn the right way to do it, and you need to practice it. It's not bad. But I've listened to these guys say, oh, I'll just do this, I'll just do that. They've never learned it. They've never practiced it. They don't practice it in their practice. They just go and want to shoot pretty little groups and shoot different stuff and make a lot of noise. But I'm like, if you actually learn it and practice it and under stress, it's not bad. What I think is harder is drawing off the other side of your body. That's a little harder. Yeah, that's what you don't want to do. Get holes in your boots for practicing quick draw. We only do that in my advanced class. I don't do that in basic class. We work off the barrel to keep that at bay. Then we do an hour of dry practice before we start drawing from the holster in the advanced. AI is lame. I could agree with that. AI gets on my nerves a lot. Dougster likes his muzzle loading. Yeah, cool. Nothing stops Tanya and Jason, nothing. I would agree with that. Grampito Vic, my wife and I had a Glock 19 police issue, not the 19, Glock 26, 40 caliber, and a 308 bolt and 12 gauge semi, 12 gauge pump. We would go to Markham Park Outdoor Range and drop 1,000 rounds a piece. That's a lot. I can tell you some things that'll help you get the most out of your practice with your round counts. Sounds like good hardware, though. If I had to pick one ultimate pistol, it would be very hard for me to choose between a Glock 19 and Glock 17. Very hard, but I could just about flip a coin between the two. Dean says AI misses 85% of the time. It's better than it used to be. But what worries me about it is young people who grow up with it will be so comfortable with it, they're not going to worry about the things it doesn't get right. Where all of us are more leery of it. See, that's what worries me about AI. And you can say that with a lot of things, actually. Thumper the Sweaty Fat Guy's putting a smaller cam and ace to give Vintage Adventure Drives a chance. Okay. Dakota says, I got a Schoenfeld revolver. Makes for quick reloading. That's new tech, new high-tech, new age stuff rather than yesterday's black powder revolvers. Okay. Stepping up to the 1900s there, I guess. Big Mike's calling her tonight. Hoping we stay warm and safe. You too, sir. Yeah, well, a lot of car people like guns for obvious reasons. Max Wedge Dick Dastardly shot an old shell out of a shotgun in the backyard. You know, pop sound and fizzling ball of flames about 10 yards and laid there and fizzle. Oh, gosh. Stay warm, ultra medium Mike. Dexter said his father-in-law had a nickel-plated 45-76 shooter. Oh, my gosh. I can't imagine shooting that. I'd be afraid of hurting my wrist shooting something like that. I'd do it to say I did, but it's, ugh. Aunt D says it's amazing how much history content on YouTube is AI-driven and wrong. One thing that'll help with that is that YouTube has been curbing the monetization of AI videos. That's a very good thing, in my opinion. That's definitely a step in the right direction. Thumper says Tanner's going to need more nitrous than has ever been made in the history of nitrous. Quite possibly. Something's going to happen. I have a feeling that race is not going to be decided by who's quicker. It's going to be decided by who's not blown up. Grandpa found a set of brass shells for 12 gauge, scared to shoot them. Okay, why? I just like regular old high brass 2 3/4 buck. Double aught buck. That's what I like. Unless it's a 20 gauge. And I like the triple aught in it. A little smaller because it packs in that bore a little better. Max Wish gets a 22 Jennings. You can't hit anything if it does go off. Yeah. Stuff like that's fun to have, but we just got to know it's not for serious purposes. Mad old ammo will still shoot if it's been kept dry and all, and it's not gotten oily. It should still shoot. Father-in-law has a judge. Yeah, that's cool. Little brother brought a 10 gauge. Yeah. I may have shot a 10 gauge once. I don't even really remember. Paper 12 gauge rounds. Yep, I've seen those. Very old, yes. Before plastic, I've seen that. Smelled funny. Huh? Okay, that's another reason to be leery of it. All the firearm caliber debates, I still love the 22. 22 is a great caliber. Nothing wrong with it. It's been around, I think, during the war between the states is when they came out with the rim-fired 22 short. Didn't make it into the war, but yeah, I want to say like something like 1859 is when they were developing the rimfire. Duckster likes a 63 caliber smoothbore flintlock muzzle loader. Yeah, that's cool. You have a video of it? Yeah. Good stuff. Mohawk remembers when you can bring your 12 gauge to school for show and tell. Yeah, it's been a while. Virginia law actually specifically allows for people to bring a long gun in the back of their car to school property for a student to do so. It's an old Virginia law that preserves a student's right to go hunting to and from school. And I read a few years ago where some students were arrested for bringing those to the property. I said, this is absolutely wrong, explicitly in the law. This should get dismissed. I think the media buried it. They made a big deal out of the arrests, and I don't think there's any lawyer on earth that did get that dismissed. I didn't hear anything else about it. But no, they were completely legal to do so. 480 Smith's the cannon. Yes, it is. Can you post shooting guns on targets without getting a strike? Yeah, you can shoot guns on targets, but you can't handle real guns during a live stream. They get funny about that, and it's stupid. It's because of that massacre that happened in that church in Christchurch, New Zealand that time. What in the world does that have to do with anything? I mean, you think a guy that wants to kill 50 people is going to care if he gets demonetized, or something? I mean, it's just so stupid. It's a policy with no wisdom at all. But then when my friend has a firearm training school, live streaming his instructor giving presentations for the class using CERT guns, which are not real guns. They cut that channel. They cut it off. They canned his live for no reason. What do you do? A flintlock. Feds will come up to you for flintlock. Flintlock's not a firearm. Buff says in 1966 South Dakota, we could bring a long gun to school for firearm safety class. Yeah. The Gun-Free School Zones Act, I believe, was 94, if I'm not mistaken. Racer Ray said to high school, trucks had gun racks. Yeah, that was real popular when I was a kid. Hand crank Gatlins are legal, right? I think they're legal. I don't think they meet the standards of machine gun. I don't think, but I'm not sure. That's a good Title II, Class 3 type question. Scott says I'll change the setting on the video from private to public. Yeah, you can have video shooting targets. You just can't stream that. And theoretically, per YouTube, you can have a firearm holstered on you on a live, but you can't have it in your hand on a live. I've got a firearm holstered on me right now, and I'm not wearing my jacket. So technically, if I stood up, you could see it, and that wouldn't be. But YouTube is funny. I don't push it with them. I'm not trying to make a point or anything. Grand Pito Vic, cops lining up to watch a guy shoot a Walker 44 Magnum black powder pistol. Yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff is okay. It's okay. I'm more into guns for serious purposes, but I like that kind of stuff. It's neat. It's cool. It's America. I like it. What is that you've never had a rear sight on? A shotgun? They're not supposed to. Well, cool. Anyway, yeah, all this talk can go over to Sunday, which it doesn't bother me any, but I mean, people come on Fridays, they come for talk about the No Name Nationals, car projects, and general nonsense. It doesn't bother me at all, but I'm saying we're gonna do this on Sunday at 6 Eastern for the entire duration of the live. That's what it will be about. And I'm going to try to give you guys a probably the first hour of what I teach in my beginner firearm class, highly technical grip trigger sights. I think you guys will really enjoy that. I've never packaged that into a live before or a video, but I think it's time. I'll just go ahead and do it. Going to ask me to dance. He'll want me to. Thumper says his brother has a scrap metal replica of an M2 Browning on his truck and YouTube won't let me upload it. Yeah, YouTube's weird. I uploaded a short with AR-15 in the title last year. YouTube buried it. I reformatted it, re-uploaded it without AR-15. I put Freedom Appliance in its place, got double the views. YouTube will bury it. They do that on purpose. Unfinished Project puts up the link to Stovall Farms Garage, a.k.a. Dave Stovall. He is tied for 5th place in the No Name Nationals, No Name 500 right now. So welcome, Dave. And he's got some videos up. Check out his channel if you haven't already. He is a No Name Nationals hopeful. He's, I believe, at 58 subs. Also, Tim72 Demon, you've seen him in the chat quite often. He has thrown his hat in the ring to try to get his demon to the No Name Nationals in 2026. And he's also at 58 subs. He's tied for 4th and 5th along with Dave. He does not have any videos up yet. So if you see him in a live chat or get on one of his posts, rattle his cage and tell him, hey, man, make some content. Make it happen. You've only got 243 days, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Got to make it happen. Danny Boyd suggests they probably bury the word freedom now. Maybe. You never know. Running third in the No Name 500 is the Mid-South Lowballer. He's usually in here on Fridays, but he's got 100 subs, and he's got videos. He's got one of those Mitsubishi Chryslers from the early 80s, a little Challenger. He's in the Memphis area. He is running third. Unfinished Project puts up the link for Left Turn Dodge at 350 subs. Chris is in here tonight. We've seen him roaming around. Going to bring a Dodge Charger stock car. How cool is that? And he's friends with the Wisconsin boys. You know about those people from Wisconsin. They always make it happen. So, I mean, if the No Name Nationals was covered in 10 feet of snow, Rapid Transit Jay and Jason and Chris would be there. Unfinished Project puts up the link for Mostly Mopar, who is in the lead of the No Name 500. He has 354 subs. He's got a duster he's working on his channel. Check that guy out. Got a cool little channel doing neat stuff over there. He's close. He only needs 146 subs. If you've not yet checked him out, please do. But he's running first in the lead of the No Name 500. Who's going to be our first alumnus for 2026? It could be any of them. Doesn't matter if you got 354 subs or 58. It can change on a dime. Any of them could finish first. Any of them. Who's going to be our first alumnus of 2026? The battle for first is heating up. Are you going to be our first alumnus left turn dodge? You got to pass him. You're 5 subs off of him. We got to tease left turn dodge and say he needs a yellow stripe on his bumper because he may have tons of racing experience, but in the No Name Nationals, he's in the rookie class. He's in the No Name 500 race. He's got the yellow stripe on his bumper in that. So let's get him 150 more subs and the yellow stripe comes off. Dougster says Wisconsin's on the wrong side of Lake Michigan. The right side of Lake Michigan is way south of it. Nothing but cheeseheads in Wisconsin. Hey, the people I know from Wisconsin are all cool stand-up people. Got a cousin that lives in Wisconsin, too. And she's a cool stand-up person. Lars puts up the link for the Robot Ninja Unfinished Project himself. You can check him out. And also, Unfinished Project drops a link for Max Wedge Dick Dastardly. We'd love to see him come out to Sykeston. You can do it. Let's see here. Colleen sent us a picture of her AR 1500, I guess. I don't know what you call this. I don't even know if it's hers. That's pretty crazy. That's wild. I have a giant training rifle replica like that too, but it's not an AR. Unfinished Project has Dougster Wolverine Garages at 470 subs. What in the world is Dougster waiting for? He only needs 30 subs. Dougster, tell us what's going on with that. It's not hers. Yeah, well, I tell you what, it's healthy. It'll be up to 0 there in Wisconsin. 50 BMG? No, I don't guess. Probably non-firing. Dean says, I bet it was 2-ax engine that helped you get there at 521-inch engine. I'll tell you what, that is a beast. I always look forward to seeing all 3 Jeffs, the No Name Nationals, every year. I'm hoping the breakage gremlins stay away from him. My goodness, that guy has more stuff breaking him in Sykeston, I think, than anyone. I think he's replaced Levi as the guy that has a lot of breakage there. We want the best for Jeff. Well, I'd love to see him come out and just hot lap that T-Bird. Wheel stand pass after wheel stand pass. Maybe this is his year. He uses good stuff. He does good work, so he's due to have some good luck. He's talking about 11.1 to 1 compression heads. Okay. I'm surprised at how high compression these modern cars run. Spec to run on 87, where they have timing computers and fuel injection. Unreal. Dougster has 473 thanks to me. Dougster needs 27. Now, he's not registered to No Name the 500. I don't think he will. He's not. I don't know why. But he's only 27 subs away now. Left turn dodge is going to build a model in my basement until the Charger thaws out. Got 3 inches of snow on it right now. Be nice, that's all we got here. I don't know what we'll have. I'm not worried about it either way. I just don't want a bunch of heavy ice breaking tree limbs out. He's a bad influence on himself. Perhaps. We like having Dean here. Hey, Dean, you might know, is old Brian Cabral still alive? I noticed he doesn't live in his apartment anymore. Did that guy die? I kind of heard a rumor that he did, but I never saw an obit or anything. Dougster does a great live show. Dougster's a good host. Yes, when Dougster goes live, he does a good job with his lives. Indeed, he does. Vintage Adventure drives as he's staying inside practicing his bass for now. Aunt D is trying to get more consistent with uploading up to 221 subs now. Yep. Hey, man, is this your year? You going to jump into No Name 500, Aunt D? We'd love to have you there. You know you can do it. You have cool stuff, too. Aunt D's got some cool cars. Check his channel out. He's got cool cars. Does a great job talking about them and everything. There's a guy that can have his 500 subs easily if he just wants to try it. Well, there's nothing to stalk. He's not on YouTube anymore. I just heard he died. I don't know. Never saw anything, but I don't know. We saw Richard here earlier, so we know he's still alive. He's still got a pulse. Rich is still 98.6. Unfinished Project says, meet Lars live and in person Sunday, February 1st, 2026 at the Fairgrounds in Nashville with his partner in crime, JB. So there you go. 2 for the price of 1. See Lars and JB meet and greet there. Nashville Fairgrounds, February 1st. Hey, do a great job, Doug. I'll call it like it is. If you didn't, I would diplomatically just ease away. I'm not going to lie. Dougster's very well spoken. He's very smart, very well spoken. Comes out in his live streams. You don't have to talk to Dougster, but for like 2 minutes, and you figure out that guy's sharp. Dakota says, it's been a while since I've heard from him. I hope he's all right. I don't think he's a bad guy. Dean will be sad if he is on this. Well, he's still on this earth. He just might not be 98.6 anymore. Not a great guy. Well, no. He lived the troll life, and he may not be breathing anymore. I don't know. I wish the guy peace and happiness and everything, but he did his thing. I just didn't know if he's still kicking or not. I have no idea. Got caught in a series of lies, then a big stolen Ballard debacle, then disappeared. And we just figured it was because of that, and probably was. But now I've noticed he moved out of his apartment. He's not in that apartment anymore. So, I don't know. No idea. Vintage Adventure Drive says, speaking of sharp, I'm now filing the fret-ends on my 6-string bass. He didn't tell the truth about the Corvette. No, he did not. We got hardcore proof smoking gun. Absolutely not. Not only do we prove it's not his, we proved whose it is. Nope. And there's no reason for that. I don't get it. No reason for that at all. Just YouTube BS, I guess. I don't know why. But anyway, I hope the guy is well. I hope he's okay. I hope he's living a great life and he's just gotten out of the whole troll circuit. And I hope good for him. But who knows? Unfinished Project says 90 subs, Peckerwood Customs. Yep, Aaron from the other side of the earth. Aunt D said, I would love to go, but not sure with kiddos in school. No Name Nationals is around 2-day drive and a 3rd week into the school year. Yep. Well, I'll tell you what, I can at least tell you this. It'd be a great education. That it would. Kids getting out, seeing the world, having some fun, learning stuff along the way. If I can figure out logistics, my buddy will ride out with me. Yep. Come check it out. I will tell you, though, you already know that it's a family-friendly event. And so, you can bring the kids, bring the wife. Families are welcome and encouraged. So, Crampito Vic says, no reason not to be truthful. It doesn't really matter. We're just having fun. I would agree with that. It's a good policy. Max Wedge Dick Dastardly, I bought a new guitar. You could saw a tree down with the frets were so sharp. Oh man. Yeah, I don't have guitar player hands. As well as having grand piano teeth. Mostly Mopar, front runner to No Name 500. We just put up the link to his channel. Go check it out. He's got a duster he's working on over there, and I am really looking forward to seeing this guy in Sykes. Got a cool channel. He was kind of a surprise registrant. Aunt Deese's 100% agree with it as educational. Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's part of a learning experience. I agree. They'll never forget that trip and can learn a lot. Can take their schoolwork. I mean, I can make a good case that you could. Or, come check it out, ride out with your buddies, decide if it's something you want to do with them the next year or something. I mean, however you want to play it. You know best what to do with you and your kids, but just know that the whole clan is welcome. So you want to bring the kids, bring the wife, however you want to do it. We'd love to have you there. Racer Ray's asking Andrew Nelson if he's looking for a small Dodge, aren't you? I keep seeing Plymouth's posted up for sale. He needs it to be a Dodge or something specific where it has to be a Dodge. And I believe it also has to be a two-door. Some kind of challenge build or something, I think. Dexter said, I've never understood the need to troll. Why run another into the ground? It's not my bag. I don't know the answer to that at all. I'd rather build up brothers and sisters. Lightly ribbing my friends is different. I agree with that. I get it. You got me. You got me. It's got to be a miserable existence when you watch people whose heads are higher. You want to pull them down. I don't get that. I don't get it at all. Unfinished Project said, I understand the need to troll. Andy says, kiddo's getting older and we're doing a lot more exploring now. We did a part of the Freedom Trail in Boston last year. Nice. If I ever went up to Boston, I'd like to hear the Boston Pops play. It'd be neat. I just don't know exactly how I'd navigate it. I've never been that far north before. Certainly never been to Massachusetts. Dakota said trolling was pretty fun. UP trolls for the giveaway. I'll tell you what, he's good. He's a giveaway sniper. They don't always get fulfilled, but he wins a lot of them. We've only got 2 things giveaways that haven't shipped out yet, and that was because our banners, we got to get our banners done. Evans Mopar Scott says, if you get trolled, it means you're doing something right. I've paid my dues with them. We're good. Left Turn Dodge says, I've been guilty. I was just raised wrong, I guess. I try to be a better person today than I was yesterday. Right on. Grand Pito Vic, I'm tired of trolls already. I'm only 2.5 years in. I'm kind of with you there. I've been tired of them. Dean says, how many times have you been timed out in the last 6 years, Dakota? Hey, Dakota needs a timeout. I'm saying in 30 seconds. Dakota needs a timeout. Helps keep him functional. Keeps him right. Keeps him in his right mind. Dougster says, admitting that it's half the battle. It's way more than most do. Absolutely. Accountability is in short supply on the face of the earth. I mean, there's no 12 hours worth of timeouts. I think you need 5 minutes worth of one right now. Vintage Adventure Drive wishes he had 15 bases and he's played for 15 years. So well, you can do it if you wanted to. Should do a video on that collection. Unfinished Project puts up the link to Dakota's Timeout. It's cool stuff on his channel. You should check it out. And his brother Hunter's too. Andy says, Boston's not the easiest place to drive around, but it isn't impossible. The best way to park in the Common or something and take the subway, a.k.a. the T. Well, I've never been there. It would take a good excuse for me to ever go. Oh, what a weird trip that would be for me. Surrounded by Yankees that expect me to be unarmed. It'd be awful. There's a lot of good people up there, too. Busy said it's time for cold milk and warm cobbler. Sounds good. I think I got some pizza in there from Gino's. I think I got 3 slices of pizza. I'll fire up tonight. Left there in Dodge says, I'm not super worried what others think, but I got to live with me. This is true. Dakota said 12 hours is like 144 timeouts. Those are rookie numbers. I'm probably double that at least. You might have 144 timeouts. You need another one right now. Can one of the mods get the wrench out on that boy? He needs it. Danny Boy says worst Yankees are up there, I think. I don't know. Even Yankees down here don't like them. Well, Ohio is Yankee, if you ask me. But there's a lot of good people. There's a lot of good people there and everywhere. The only time I was in Boston, I accidentally got way too downtown in a semi. Yeah, I've never been there. Like I said, I wouldn't mind hearing the Boston Pops, though. Come and get me. I want one of the other mods to get you. Let me see your Warface private pile. That's great. That is great. You were what? Negative 17 years old when that movie came out. Evans Mopar says, thanks for the entertainment, Dakota. No kidding. We love Dakota. No, there's good people from all over the country and all different parts of it. I would definitely go to Boston. I just have to have the occasion to do it. I would like to go to all 50 states before I die. I've got most of them, but I don't have up into New England. So I would like to do that before I die. And if I go back to Dawn's here pretty soon, which I really want to do, Dawn English's, I'm going to take that drive about an hour north across into New York just because I've never been. Dakota loves that movie. Dakota, I'm going to give you a little trivia question. Which video of mine has a sound effect from Full Metal Jacket in it? Let's see if Dakota knows that. Andy says there's a bunch of reenactors do a good job with April 19th, Boston to Concord, Lexington. Great. That's great. That's cool. It'd be good to see. Dakota like watching Full Metal Jacket with his Colt AR-15 and wear my M65 jacket. I could see you doing that. My dad liked that movie. He said he thought that movie was closer, in his opinion, closer to accurate to what it was really like over there. I mean, he would know. I mean, he was in the thick of it. Drag Boss Garage is here. He said, I'll see you on the 30th. I'm going to get another plug in for that. I'm going to be live with Drag Boss Tim. The live, I'm going to put it up right after this because I didn't want people to go to that one thinking this was tonight. But on the 30th at our regular time, 8 to 10 Eastern, I'm going to be live with Drag Boss Tim. Who is Drag Boss Tim? The man behind the channel. So we're going to have him on for the live next weekend, and it is going to be great. A week from now. Drag Boss Tim. So we're going to do more of those. We've done one with Ron Ward, with Deke, Drag Boss Tim, Just Mopar Joe coming up. And you won't want to miss this one 1 week from tonight. So thanks for being here, Tim. We appreciate you. Unfinished Project puts up a reminder, register for the No Name Nationals. This is your year. I agree. This can be your year. Oh, Dakota, if you watch my video, Free 18, for the free 318, I found in that building that got torn down, there's a sound effect from Full Metal Jacket. If you watch it, you'll see that. Don says, Drag Boss, I've watched him forever. Yes, great channel over there. And if you haven't watched Drag Boss recently, he's always had good stuff over there. But lately, he's had on a lot more of Darren Morgan. He's got a member section to get that Darren Morgan knowledge. It's really good. He is really stepping it up lately, Drag Boss has. So great guests over there. Of course, he's had the Professor. He's had Rusty Glidden, and great channel over there. So check him out. And we're going to have him live this upcoming Friday the 30th, 8 Eastern. Check it out. It'll be a lot of fun. Indirect connection. If you ever get to Wisconsin, let me know so I can get home. Yeah, I've certainly never been to Wisconsin. Wouldn't mind. I certainly wouldn't mind. Racer Ray said it's your year to show up at No Name Nationals. No kidding. Dougster knows the movie. Yeah, Drag Boss Tim. That's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, that Cleveland you see in this thumbnail here, Cleveland Powered Cougar, that's legit. Car runs, what, 920s? Street legal, naturally aspirated 409-inch Cleveland in that? With iron heads? Really? That shows you how well built that car is and well tuned. And it's a beautiful car, too. So, lots of great stuff we can ask him. I mean, his engine building programs, his vintage stuff is great. All the history, it's just fantastic. So make sure to turn out this Friday, 8 Eastern for Drag Boss Tim. And I will put up the link to that live right after this live. I don't like to have two up at a time, but as soon as this live concludes, I will put up the thumbnail for that. So you guys can go in there and set reminders and bookmark it. It'll be great. Dean says, isn't that just AI? No, it is not. Tim, tell him, was that big wheel stand? Is that big wheel stand here AI, or were you really taking that ride? Rabbit Transit J, hello, sir. We've been talking about your pals and your part of the country for a good part of the evening. Indirect Jason says we're all too cold to be insane. Aluminum heads. Okay. I knew it was Cleveland based. It's 409-inch, I believe. Yeah. It's amazing what he's doing with what he's using, though. 920s in a street car. Yeah, Jay just slide in there at the end. By the way, as for Heaven's Mopar Scott, we got some news about Scott. We're going to do something to get his Duster to No Name Nationals this year, and we've got the development in that. We can talk about that a little bit next week, but we're going to do something for that, okay? So be on the lookout for that, because we got an organized effort getting ready to ramp up to help Scott get his Duster there. Danny Boyd says, you've got some loonies in Milwaukee. I'm here to tell you, you got loonies everywhere. I think a lot of them were out on the road with me today. Drag Boss Tim says, did it twice. 427 aluminum Cleveland can be done in 2 months. 850 horsepower. Stay tuned. So his 427-inch aluminum head Cleveland is going to be done in 2 months. Make 850 horsepower. So the question is, are you going to get in the 8s? Because you're awfully close. I think you're closer than you thought you were going to be. If you're not in the 8s, you're going to be really close. Lars puts up the link to Heaven's Mopar Scott right here. You can check out what he's doing. He says his Duster will be in Sykeston. So I told him, I said, hey, you get the car done, we'll help you get it there. Unfinished Project posts up the link as well. Hey, let me ask you guys watching on YouTube. Do you see the wrench after Lars and Unfinished Project's name? Or do you see that little shield thing? If you're watching on YouTube, let me know. I'm seeing a shield. I just clicked over. I see that. Okay. Yeah, because I still see the wrench on StreamYard. That's weird. Thank you, Scott. Scott stays on Sunday picking up trash, get the place spotless before he leaves. Never asks for anything. Scott is just got a winning attitude. Colleen says it's a wrench. Huh. Well, wait a minute. Let me show you what I see. This is what I see, Colleen. This is what I see all over YouTube, is that thing. It's like a shield or something. Is that what you guys see on YouTube? I'm using the Chrome browser. Drag Bosses don't know. Nice vintage on 4-barrel heads. Yeah, but I'm telling you, I mean, the car's going to pick up. You know it is. Shows a skull and crossbones on mine. Of course it was. Wow, and it shows a wrench. It's just me in my browser then. Let me try a different browser. Huh. Yeah, because I've noticed this only the last week. It's been this thing instead of a wrench on every channel. It's wild. Lars says, I see a slice of lasagna next to everyone's name. Hey, I bet you do. Wow. And you guys are seeing wrenches. Okay, so it's a browser thing. Cousin Cletus slides in here at the waning minutes of the live. Drag Boss sees the shield. Okay. Jason sees the wrench. It's a browser thing, I reckon. Jason, do you have an iPhone or is that an Android browser? Heavens Mopar says it doesn't take much to make a big difference. I'm telling you what, all the little series of things we do add up to big changes and big results. Drag Boss Tim, you on a laptop using a Chrome browser? Starting to figure this thing out. And Indirect Connection has an Android. Okay, yeah, this is we're starting to pin this down. Obviously a box wrench. Oh my. That looks more like a 6-point to me, but it's not symmetrical. Now, that would have been cool if they'd done like a 6-point hex head. That would have been different. Danny Boyd's Windows 11 on Firefox and sees wrenches. I'm using Chrome. Mohawk sees a Transformers emblem shield. You're using Chrome? You're using your phone. It's kind of curious because you guys are like my focus group. There's all kinds of info here. So. Exactly. Colleen, Doug, you Apple and Android on your lives. Okay. Lars is leaving JB's as soon as the live's over, then it's food time. Yeah, you aren't kidding. Jethro and I are going to get some dinner here in just a little bit. Dakota says mine shows an open-end wrench. Well, guys, with that, we're in the last 30 seconds here, so I'm getting a plug for a couple of things in case you weren't here. We're going to be live with Drag Boss Tim on January 30th. Tim is going to have John Calvert of Caltrax on January 28th at 7 p.m. That's going to be on Wednesday. Check that out. He's going to have a live chat with John Calvert that has the Caltrax. That's going to be great. So check out Drag Boss's channel on Wednesday at 7 p.m. And then you can see Tim, Drag Boss Tim himself, on my channel 2 days later on Friday the 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, Firearm Training Live is going to be this Sunday coming up at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So bring all your questions about, all things to do with the martial lifestyle, gun training, gun usage, use of force, all that good stuff. It'll be a good time. So with that, you guys have a great weekend. My Aunt Nancy says good night and stay safe in the weather. And I will see all of you guys, as many as want to show up, on Sunday. Y'all take care.